Now, I was asked about this today by somebody that was interviewing me. In fact, it was by the Gorilla TV man. And he was asking me to explain, why is it that refugees appear to get to the top of the housing ladder before the native Brits? And this is the reason. Let me explain why this is. It's a bug in the system, as they say. It's a problem with the way that the system works. For example, say you're on the housing ladder, say you're presently in a home, you're living with, say, your mother and father. You have got a roof over your head. So the council has to consider that. However, take refugees. Take a step back. Take an asylum seeker, comes off the boat at Dover, applies for asylum, goes through the system, takes 12 months. They're living in a hotel, courtesy of you and I. They get granted refugee status. So somebody's looked at their application, they've said, yes, he's got a well-founded fear of persecution. Give him refugee status. What that means is that when you get refugee status, you get automatically, on given that refugee status, you get everything that a British citizen would get. So you get automatic right to social housing, automatic right to housing benefit, automatic right to universal benefits, all those sorts of things. You get that for 5 years. It's called refugee leave to remain. Leave, fancy word for permission to remain, for 5 years. So you're now entitled to stay in the UK for 5 years. After 5 years, you can apply for indefinite leave to remain, which you will get. And then after a year, you can apply for British citizenship. But the point is, as soon as you get refugee status, you are given all these benefits. However, what it also means is you have to leave the hotel. So imagine that. Imagine you're an asylum seeker off the boat from Syria or wherever. You don't speak English. You've got very little skills. You're not really culturally compatible. You have now got 8 weeks to get out of the hotel and find accommodation. And that's on you. And there are thousands of these guys leaving hotels every month. And they're going, you're just left to your own devices. So you're going to anywhere. Many are coming to Glasgow because Glasgow has a very welcoming, inverted commas, view of refugees. So you rock up in Glasgow, you've left your hotel in Essex, you've come up on the train to Glasgow, give me a house. And so the Glasgow City Council or whatever council is faced with this guy, and it's like, well, we either give this guy a house or he lives under a bridge. So what they do is they give this guy a house or a flat, because the alternative is literally him sleeping on the streets. And so he gets right up there on the housing ladder, and you, who's been living with your parents for the last 10 years, you're just going to have to keep living with your parents because at least you've got a house, you've at least got a roof over your head. Whereas this guy from Syria, who's now been given refugee status, he's either got to get a flat from the council or he's living under a bridge. So that's how the system ends up elevating these people to the top of the housing list, because it's literally they have got nowhere else to go unless the council gives them a house. That's the absurdity of our refugee system right now.